it has been 2 weeks almost nearly 2 weeks since I've last posted, and I want to explain what I've been up to and what I've been doing in these past 2 weeks because it has been a lot actually. So I'm excited to share with you. Okay, drink of today is kombucha because that's one of the things I want to talk about. My stomach has been crazy. Like, I have been going from stomach ache to migraine to stomach ache to migraine, and I feel like they're connected. I've looked it up, and like, I forget what it's called, but it starts with a G, and it's like your stomach is affecting your head. And I've had chronic migraines like since I was 12, but this is just like causing me to throw up. Absolutely not. What? No. And it's been happening so frequently. I'm like, there's got to be something wrong with like my digestion. There's got to be something wrong with me. Like, what am I doing wrong? I feel like I don't eat junk food. I don't eat like fast food. I don't have candy. I don't drink soda. Like, I don't drink. Like, there's nothing crazy going into my stomach. I think like my eating habits are just like, my eating times are just bad. I tend to not eat anything in the morning and then not eat till noon and then eat again at like 4. And it's weird things because I'll have a piece of bread and feel like I'm full and not want to have like a full meal after that. And I ate the piece of bread because I was hungry. This is such a weird topic to be talking about, but I ate the piece of bread because I was hungry. And now I'm full, and then I have to be like, okay, well, I want to listen to my body and pay attention to what my body wants and not just eat just because I feel like I have to. And I guess I have to eat because I have to. Like, I've started to eat a little something in the morning with tea, and I feel like it's been helping a little bit, but my stomach, like, even today, like, my stomach is still out of whack, and it makes me not want to do anything. It makes me not want to, like, work. It makes me not want to do anything. And the burping that comes with it, it's so crazy. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of, like, I've been eating a lot of Asian foods lately, so maybe that's why. I've been eating maybe a few frozen foods, but it doesn't really matter. Like, no, even if I cook the food myself, I end up with a stomach ache, and I do really think it's because my eating times are just messed up. I'm trying to fix it. I've also been taking digestive enzymes. I don't know. I'm just letting you know what's going on with me because having such a strong headache that I need to fall asleep, waking up with that same headache, and then deciding, okay, what needs to happen is I need to throw up because clearly I can't stop burping and something's going on in my stomach. After I've thrown up, I feel a little bit better, but the headache is still there, and so I throw up some more. This is such a weird video, but that's what's been going on, and I just do not like it. And your girl doesn't have health insurance like that to go be checking herself out, so I'm relying on Google and my own body to tell me what's going on, and it's hard. So I've been dealing with that. Also, I went to Washington, D.C. When was it? Last weekend? Not last weekend, because it is Monday. Like, the weekend before. And, oh my God, I had so much fun. For everyone who lives in Washington, D.C., you're so lucky. Like, there's just so much to do and so much going on. Like, there's a million museums. I only went to one, which is crazy, because I plan to go to at least 3 or 4. And you have crazy libraries and so many options for, like, vegan food. We don't have any of that in Florida. I will say I was a bit disappointed by the Chinatown. The Chinatown, like, from the outside looks so beautiful, but there was no shops. There was like, unless I'm just like wasn't looking in the right place. Like, we walked all around Chinatown, and like the DC National Mall, like, they're so close. But it was just food. It was a lot of food, and I loved that, and I ate a lot. But still, like, I'm like, there are no shops. There's no like K-beauty. There's no shops where I can go buy like the souvenirs that, you know, you really appreciate and really love, like H Mart type places. And I understand every Chinatown is different, which is why I like going to all of them. But it was very interesting to see that. And, you know, I kind of prefer a K-town or a Chinatown full of different types of stores, not just food. So just letting you know if you ever go to DC. And Georgetown was lovely. I loved walking around. It was so pretty. There was a flea market going on. But again, my stomach issues, they were not having it that day. It was messing with me so much. On top of that, it was a time of the month. I don't know if this is TMI. It was a time of the month. So much was going on. I had blisters on my feet because I brought the wrong shoes. I bought new shoes and I didn't break them in, which was my fault. You prepare, and you still mess it up. But it didn't take away from how much fun I had. Went to the TXT concert. It was so fun. And I didn't expect it to be emotional at all, but I had a lot of fun with it. It was great. And a lot of cafes. Loved it. You know me, I love cafes. I really think that that's the, like, purpose in life, is to just walk around, go to cafes with my friends and watch movies, and like that's my definition of an amazing day. Like that's my definition of like the perfect way to spend my time. I just loved it. We went to a bookstore. Oh my god, loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. We had the best food. It was so good. Okay, I loved Washington. I had a really good time. Got lost a little bit because I'm not used to public transit, because you'd think after a year in Miami I would be better, but I am better, but still it was confusing. I made it. The following weekend, well, actually, let me tell you about my week, because I started teaching at summer school, and the school is half an hour away from where I live, which I don't like. I want it to be 15, 20 minutes tops. Like, I don't want to be driving half an hour. Like, that's an hour every single day. And I told my agency this, because I work through an agency, not the county. And they're like, oh my god, we're going to try to find you a school so you can feel more comfortable. So we're going to try to find you a school closer. They have not talked to me again. And you know what? It's fine. I should reach out too, but it's fine. It's fine. They know. Anyway. I started at this school, and it's an elementary school. And I've learned so much about myself in the last 2-3 weeks that I have like a whole school year. Like, like it really is amazing, because I'm working with autistic children on the spectrum. I'm working with children who have intense IEPs, need physical therapy, those types of things. So I'm working with these kids now. My first week, I was in kind of like, I don't know if to say a neurotypical classroom. Like, I get what you would say are normal kids, but just kids who are in 1st, 2nd grade who needed summer school. I got moved into the IEP classroom, and with the more children more on the spectrum, children who need aid, need more help. And the difference between these two groups of kids is drastic, but so similar. And I've learned so much. I need to talk about this. Because it's so fascinating to me how these kids operate, because it is my first time being a paraprofessional. I've worked with kids on the spectrum before, but never in a professional sense. So this is my first official time. And I've tried to stay away from elementary school the most that I can. And I've been very successful with that, but I don't know why I felt the need to be in an elementary school, and that's what I chose. And one thing that I realized about myself is that I'm just not an elementary school educator. I'm not an elementary school teacher. When I see some of the other teachers, how they grab the kid's hand, how they talk to them, how they sing a song, how they like engage with the kids, this is all things that I was taught, or how I kind of mimic. But it just comes out of some people. Some people are just made to work with children. Some people are just made to like interact with kids on a certain way. Some people weren't, but some people were. And you can always tell when someone has that in them. My mom is one of those people. I'm not one of those people. I'm good with kids. I'm good with kids. I really am. I'm basically a toddler, but I'm better with teenagers. I'm great with teenagers, and I know that. Like, I have so much confidence in that area. And I'm not confident about too much, but I'm confident in my skill with teenagers, because I've worked with them so much, and I don't know, I have a connection, and I just know that's where I belong. I won't negate that I'm good with kids. I am. Kids tend to like me, and I like kids, but that kind of like almost spiritual connection, to connect with little kids and to sing with them and to do play things with them and to teach them. I don't even know how you would begin to teach a child like the alphabet and math and all these things. That is another skill set that I do not possess. That is another ability, and it takes a very special and selfless kind of person to be able to do that, to be able to give in that way, and to know that that's your calling, because that's crazy. That's so great. And I'm surrounded by people who are like that, and I just know that for me it was taught. For them it was just something they had inside. And that's how I feel about teenagers. So many teachers who love little kids, who love elementary school, have so many negative things to say about middle and high school. They're like, oof, you want to do middle school? Oof, you want to do high school? That's like awful. But that's because that's not their area. Their area is elementary, and that's perfectly fine. They think elementary is easier. That's crazy to me. That is not what I think at all. Elementary is like on a higher level, And I do feel like the responsibility with elementary is just, it's too high. If something happens to a kid, if a kid chokes, if a kid runs out the door, if a kid decides that they want to step out in front of a school bus, like, I know these are terrible scenarios, but it's all things that I worry about, genuinely worry about. If I say something to a kid and it ends up affecting them long term, it is not as easy to fix. And, you know, I love interacting with kids, and I love giving them my very best, and it takes a lot. With teenagers, I don't know, it's not even that I find them easier, because a lot of people find them harder to work with, but I love connecting with them, and preteens as well. Like 10 and up is usually my sweet spot. But yeah, I don't know, that's just something I'm learning. And when I'm working with these, about the IEP kids, or the kids who are like more neurodivergent on the spectrum, I've learned so much about humanity by just spending time with these kids. And I keep thinking to myself, because it's so interesting. I think children on the spectrum, please correct me if I'm wrong, or if you feel like a different opinion, or if you feel like I'm so off base, I feel like they're more human than anyone else. And they're highly sensitive, like noises, lights, sounds, texture, different things. They're so sensitive to it. And it reminds you of a baby. It reminds you of a baby when it first comes out of the womb. Everything is an annoyance. Everything is uncomfortable. The clothes are uncomfortable. The light is uncomfortable. The noise level is uncomfortable. Everything bothers a baby, and it cries. And over time, as it grows, it becomes accustomed. Oh, fabrics don't hurt that bad. Or my uncomfortability level, I can deal with it. It grows. And it's like these kids are tapped into a different frequency. Like, I don't know if I pray that this is not an offensive way to speak on kids, but I'm just an observation, because I'm not trained. I am not trained. I am doing research on my own, trying to figure out the best ways to interact with these kids. And that's what I've been doing. But they are just like on another level. And I'm not talking about superpowers. I'm not talking about what happens on TV, like the whole Good Doctor scenario. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about them just piquing their interest in certain things, and just like zoning in a completely different way. And I see parts of every kid in that classroom. Like the kids in the neurotypical classroom, the kids on the playground, they're all kind of the same. It's just kind of like turned up at different levels. Like this kid will be more focused on this. This kid's more interested in toys. This kid is more interested in the carpet. This kid's more interested in light fixtures. This kid is more interested in making triangles all day. And if it was up to me, I would let them do their special interest all day long. Because they just love it. And they're I don't know, if someone had ever taken a book out of my hand, or if anyone had ever taken a paintbrush out of my hand, I think I would have freaked out. I think I would have been like, why can't I do this? And it really is a lesson in, they don't really understand why doing our math sheets right now is important. They don't understand why doing the reading is important. They just, like, it's really, I try to be in the head. I try to empathize and be in their head. Like, I don't understand why I have to do this. Why can't I do the thing that I want to do, which is opening and closing the door, turning the light on and off and on and off and off and on and off for hours. Like, why can't I do that? And I'm really like, yeah, why can't you? Because you're not hurting anybody. I don't see why you can't just sit there with the and then and I can see how that's not really productive to the rest of the class or the teachers. You can't do that all day. Why not? Why not? And I'm really learning about being human. I'm really asking myself these questions. Why? Why can't he? Why can't he just sit there and do the thing he wants to do? Especially if he's not hurting anyone. You know what I mean? Like, there are certain things that you should not tolerate. Hitting, biting, throwing. There are things that you cannot tolerate. Being able to, like, sit still for 3 hours is insane. Let the kid open and close the door, you know? But I get it. There has to be certain standards met. You have to get a certain amount of work done. But what's crazy is that almost all the students in the IEP classroom are better readers and are better at counting than the students in the neurotypical classroom. Like, oh my God, I'm amazed. And I'm just like, and it's not like a crazy level. They're just at a good speed. And they're like, I know how to do this. I don't want to do this. I want to go do the thing that I was doing before. And I understand. I really do. And they're just so human. And I feel like as you grow and you grow up in society tells you what's right and what's wrong and what to do and what not to do and how to be social and how to speak and how to level and how to do all these certain things. You just kind of, you take that all in and you walk about the world and you take the things that you've learned over time and you use them, and it's all a mask and it's important. I don't think we should throw the mask away. I'm saying it's important because it is how we smoothly get the majority of people to live comfortably, like not screaming in a store and not driving at whatever speed we want. We have rules for a reason. We have these little societal norms and the societal rules. They all serve a purpose. Whether the purpose is good or not, that's for debate, especially if you're talking about like beauty standards and things like that. But they serve a purpose, and so do these kids on a like drastic level. I think that they are so capable, and their interests just lie elsewhere. And as a parent or as a teacher, you worry about how they're going to wear the mask of society. Wow, look at me being so figurative. And I do think about it. I'm just like, are they going to be able to do what everyone else is doing? Drive, get a job, do this, that, and the third. And honestly, it's not up to me. All I can do is give them the best time that I can, give them the best of myself. I look so odd with this makeup. I don't even know what this video is about, to be honest. I hope this was interesting because I just really been thinking about humanity and what it means to live in a society, because I'm sure these kids just don't understand like why it's important to do certain things. But all kids are like that. But certain kids learn by like incentive, they learn by punishment. Do they truly know the reason why we don't do certain things? I don't know. I'm sure some do. But I don't know. This is so fascinating to me, and I have to do it tomorrow too. It's so crazy. And summer school is not even long. Summer school is not even a long day. But when you're in a classroom full of kids who constantly need focus and attention, you can't look away for a second. It feels like a long day. So I applaud the teachers who were able to teach these kids words, reading, numbers, because they're so good at it. They're better than the other students. It's insane to me. Well, it's not insane to me, but I applaud them because getting these kids to focus is a huge task all on its own. To focus on what you want, because they can focus on what they want, but and I'm just really curious about the teachers who are able to get them to learn all these skills. And yeah, it's just amazing to me. Like, teachers are amazing and they deserve more credit. Obviously, it goes without saying, not every teacher is perfect or deserving, I guess. I'm trying to say, let me not say as much. If you can, thank a teacher. If you can, That's not to say stop thanking anyone else you want to. I'm just saying, if you can, thank a teacher, because their jobs are so hard. I don't know how they do it. But that's everything. Is it? Was that everything I wanted to talk about? Yes. Oh, yes. I had a sleepover with my parents this weekend. Can you imagine? That's so cute. And it's so fun. They came over. They ate food. We had a good time. We went to the flea market. It was so fun. It was a big pajama party. So I was really happy to host them and give them whatever they wanted. So I like spoiling my parents. It's like a hobby for me. So please help me to get wealthy so that I can keep spoiling them. And I want to pay off everything that they have, everything that they own. I don't know why I'm getting deep, but I was really happy to have them here this weekend. So, and my sister was here too with her baby. So that was fun. Wow, this headache is hurting. It's mostly this side. Okay, I'm gonna film some TikToks and I'm going to hopefully spend the rest of the evening writing.